A normal man is suddenly afflicted with not having a mouth. When he comes to the agents for help, they investigate who could possibly direct that kind of action.
The case takes a turn when Mulder accidentally unrolls a bona fide genie. That answers one question. But what does our agent do with his new power?
This is not happening.
What indeed, Andrew? What indeed?
I wish we knew where this episode came from.
Where it came from? It came from...
Well, I was making a little play on words with Je Souhaite, the title. It's I wish in French.
Yeah.
We know exactly where this episode came from. It came from Vince Gilligan.
Vince Gilligan.
His first, and in the show, no, he does direct another one, I think, in season 9.
Oh, he's not done. No.
No. I mean, he becomes an executive producer of the show.
Oh, yeah.
He's like the last man standing in this
He's
series,
like a showrunner by the end.
Yeah. But this is indeed his first directorial experience with the X-Files. He definitely had an interest in doing it, but never found the right show, never found the right script. So eventually he had to write his own. And that's where we have Je Souhaite in early May 2000, I think this comes out.
End of the season.
Yeah, it's, possibly the end of the show still, right? That's kind of where they're living at this point.
Yeah, it's debatable, according to AI.
Apparently, and I did a little bit more digging, it was up in the air right until before the Requiem, the last episode of the season, aired. Fox didn't announce that it was going to be renewed until just before the airing of the season finale.
So they very possibly could have ended the show on one of the worst cliffhangers of all time.
Yes, they could have, but they did want to line themselves up for movies.
Absolutely.
That was very much a possibility. So that could have been a great cliffhanger that guaranteed a movie audience.
Yeah, I think that would have been a really good, I'm just playing, I think if they did go the movie route, that would have definitely intrigued quite a few people if they had done that and gotten it out in a timely manner. But with David being so kind of over the show at this point, I don't know if he would come back immediately for a movie, but maybe.
Well, exactly, right? I mean, unless the money's real good, or I don't know what he was angling for at that time. I wasn't tuned in with his departure.
I don't think he was angling. He was kind of disenchanted with, he was tired, number one. Mm-hmm. Number two, I think he just wanted to do something else with his career, kind of like Gillian Anderson. They had been doing this for 7 years, so why not?
Yeah.
Why not, move on? And then something happened. I have not investigated this anytime recently, but I remember reading that there was some dispute with royalties that Carter and Fox had kept from him, or something happened. I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not, but I remember reading that at some point, that he fought them in a court case about royalties.
Well, it's amazing that he participated at all in season 8.
Right. Well, it must have gotten settled. Yeah. Settled, and
I guess they must
bury the hatchet.
They must have been friends again.
Yeah.
But that is nothing to do with this episode, Je Souhaite. Do you want to dive into the telling, the story of Je Souhaite? Is it time? Do we have more nattering to go on? I mean, really, the only note is that this is a Vince Gilligan show, through and through.
Well, yeah. I mean, what we can expect, what the listeners can expect from an episode like this, if they have not yet seen it, just knowing that it's written by Vince Gilligan, you're going to get a tight script. And it's going to be direct. It's going to be to the point. It's definitely a humorous episode. So this one will be a little bit of humor, definitely lighthearted in the vein of maybe like I would say, Rain King episode from season 6.
Yep.
They have a lot of fun with it, but it's going to end pretty wrapped up. And I do appreciate a good Vince Gilligan script that gives you a question, takes you on a ride, and then wraps up the episode. So.
You're also going to find it's probably a 38-minute episode on our part, because we're going to love this thing so hard.
If we would just shut up, this would be over already.
Yeah, it is going to be painful to try and find anything wrong with it. So it is probably going to be a pretty tight experience on our end, but I'll try and pad it out a bit with a few things I think are worth noting.
Absolutely.
So are you ready to begin? Are you ready to make a wish?
Grant my wish, please, and start this episode.
So, we open on a golf cart, driving up and down the rows of a self-storage yard in Crèvecoeur, Missouri. The driver, Jay Gilmore, calls on his radio for Anson, repeatedly. We see Anson's radio and ultimately Anson as he slacks off from doing his job, going over boats for sale in a magazine. Eventually, Jay drives by Anson, finally commanding his attention. Anson is clearly not into this job. Anson has not cleaned out locker 407 like he was asked. Jay gives Anson the gears. How is Anson ever going to afford one of his dream boats if he doesn't commit himself? Anson responds wearily that a monkey could do this job, but Jay retorts that, well, if Anson can't do it, what does that say about him? Jay gives Anson an hour to clean out the locker and leaving Anson in a dark mood. Anson cuts the lock on locker 407, wandering in. It's a motley assortment of furniture, all covered in plastic wrap and cobwebs. A suspiciously breathing carpet is Anson's first task, and as he begins to slide it out of the locker, it jerks out of his grasp, startling him. He slowly unrolls it to reveal a dark-haired woman apparently asleep with a small jewel at the corner of one of her eyes. As he looks closer, the woman's eyes snap open. We cut to Anson's radio later on the ground as Jay returns to check on him. Anson is nowhere to be found. Jay sees the locker untouched, and his patience comes to an end. As he continues to shout Anson's name, he's suddenly silent. The camera behind him, and when he turns around, his face doesn't have a mouth anymore. Credits.
Oh my God.
Wow. You do not expect that.
Good opening. Nice and to the point. Again.
To the point. So CGI or practical to take away the guy's mouth?
Oh, that was practical. Very practical.
I think so too. I mean, it's a pretty obvious CGI if it was, but I think it was, in fact, in 2000 easier to do it in practical.
Yeah. I mean,
so just good makeup.
Could not make that look that good in CGI at this point, but definitely pores and all. That is a mask he's wearing.
Yeah, it's good stuff. FBI headquarters, 9:22 a.m. Mulder is going over a report with a man in his office. Looks suspiciously like Jay Gilmore. Scully arrives as Mulder does the introductions. It is indeed Jay. His face, though, it's a mess, and that gives Scully quite the shock.
Nice to meet you.
Where his mouth would be is a long, jagged scar, stitched up and occasionally bleeding.
Mr. Gilmore came all the way to see us from Missouri, the Show Me State.
They told me you are the people to best understand my It's
okay. This is Mr. Gilmore's situation. This condition came on very suddenly about a month ago.
Anson Stokes. He did this to me. I don't know how. I know it was him.
Anson Stokes is a former employee at the self-storage yard that Mr. Gilmore owns. Apparently there was some bad blood between you two.
He told me to shut up. Huh?
Yeah. And then Mr. Gilmore was stricken. And Anson Stokes was nowhere to be found. He resurfaced several days later, and police wanted to question him, but he refused.
Do you know what he said? He said they had nothing on him.
Well, and to be fair, sir, they didn't. They don't.
They had to make me a whole new mouth. Do you think Blue Cross is going to pay for this? I demand justice.
Nothing like a joke at the expense of the American healthcare system.
Yeah. So we have our setup. Our dynamic duo is going to try to figure out how Anson Stokes could possibly have done this to Jay Gilmore. We cut to the agents at the Mark Twain Trailer Court in Olivet, Missouri, where they discuss the likelihood, or in fact unlikelihood, that Anson could have done anything, and the incredible nature of Jay's affliction. Mulder just wants to know why Anson doesn't want to talk to the police. And when they round the corner, they see a giant yacht, very much out of place beside Stokes' trailer. Inside the trailer, Anson sees the agents approach, calling out to his brother Leslie to get rid of him. Leslie answers the door in his wheelchair, telling the agents that Anson's not here. And when Scully identifies herself, Leslie breaks almost immediately, telling them that the boat's not theirs, that they're just holding it for someone. Mulder prolongs the conversation, noting a woman in the house who looks also a bit out of place. The woman with the dark hair, now upright and playing with a container. Mulder reveals that they're not here to talk about the boat, but rather about Anson's former employer, Jay Gilmore. Leslie has nothing to reveal about Jay's condition other than a rambling story about how there are chemicals in the storage locker, and they should probably look into that, and I'm just going to go now. Bye. And he closes the door in their faces.
If you didn't know the thrust of this episode, the introduction of Will Sasso should tell you everything you need to know.
He's great in this role. I mean, the two of them, him and Kevin Weiss, they just play, they play stupid, effectively stupid, very well.
Yeah, they are not smart people.
No. Well, the characters are. The actors
of course, yes.
Yeah. The agents move on to check out the storage locker Anson was working on at the time of Jay's situation. No weird chemical smells, and they've got all their lips. The two agents wander through locker 407. Mulder finds a calendar from 1978, and Scully notes that the furniture is very expensive. Scully proposes that Anson found something very valuable, stole it, and presto, there's a cabin cruiser in his driveway. It doesn't explain what happened to Jay Gilmore, though. Mulder finds a framed photo, disco era, of a fat man in a white suit, living large with two blondes and a convertible, along with the dark-haired woman in the front seat.
Oh.
So if you weren't suspicious of that woman before now, Mike, I think we're probably suspicious now, right?
Mm-hmm. What is she doing in that photo and in the trailer?
In the
Ask
70s.
these questions, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right. Well, very good, Vince Gilligan, for giving us two pieces of information to circle back to. Well, speaking of circling back, we're going to go to the trailer park again, where Anson laments to his brother Leslie and the dark-haired woman that he's two down, and what does he have to show for it? He's got the boat, but it's of no use to him. It's not in the water. Meanwhile, the dark-haired woman finds the classiest TV remote control ever made. And, Mike, did you want to describe to the listeners what that remote control actually looks like?
The remote itself? Now I got to wait for it to come back on screen. I'm assuming it's one of the big clickers from the 80s, if that's what you're drawing attention to, but I'd have to see it.
Oh, I'll give you time. You can edit this. It's worth
it. That's right. Yes. So she picks up what is essentially a woman's torso.
Yes.
With a bikini top and large breasts. And somehow the buttons are there. It's like a little wrap for a remote, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
But something you place your remote into with a little hole on the top so that the laser can send its signal. I thought they had an old TV on, like maybe I didn't catch that, but
I'm amazed you didn't immediately know what that was. Your mind for recurring characters is like a steel trap.
I'm too busy looking at Paula Sorge.
Yes.
She's a dynamic character and a beautiful woman.
Indeed. Well, she flicks through the channels on the TV while Anson tries to figure out his next move. As the scene plays out, so does the plot. Anson got the boat because he asked the dark-haired woman for it, and it doesn't take much for us to realize that she's granting wishes, and he's not very smart about how to make them. When Leslie suggests that he could use his last wish to get rid of the boat, Anson reminds us that he's wasted two already, and he is not going to waste the last one. The two geniuses spitball some not great wishes, a money-making machine, infinite wishes, and the woman slyly implies that Anson could wish for Leslie's legs to work again, but the two dummies do not get it at all. Finally, Anson figures out his wish.
I got it. Yeah? I got it.
He wishes to be able to become invisible at will.
Your wish is breathtaking in its unoriginality.
The woman agrees, and he's able to do it, though his clothes won't turn invisible with him. He didn't specify. He throws off his clothes and indeed disappears from view. He charges out into the world to test it out, and we have a very impressive sequence of invisible Anson charging through the neighborhood, with garbage cans, bikes, and other bits and pieces getting tossed out of the way by an invisible Anson as he tears on through. Leslie notices that the woman also has disappeared. The third wish has been granted. Meanwhile, Anson arrives at an intersection, spotting two ladies on the other side of the street changing a flat tire on a bike. We see the pedestrian crosswalk light being pressed, and Anson crosses with the signal, but a passing truck, seeing that the way is clear, plows right into him anyway. Later, a passing cyclist collides with the invisible, dead body of Anson Stokes, which has left a body-shaped impression in the ground and is now being circled by buzzing flies. I love that scene. I love everything about it. It is the best scene in The X-Files. Changed my mind.
I think you are correct. It's a very, very funny scene. Very well done. And you don't really expect it, but the bicyclist that comes through and rolls right into it. Flips over his handlebars.
And yet when the camera
Excellent.
pans over and you see the stick figure impression in the ground.
It's very comical,
Yeah.
like body outline.
It's such an imaginative script. This idea of like, what would modern person do with wishes? And
Mm-hmm.
the odds are that the person who makes wishes is not going to do it correctly. They're not going to get it. That's ultimately the end of the point of the end of the show is that
Right.
the right people are not given the wishes to do the right thing. And that even if you do, fate is going to mess with you and it's not going to give you what you actually want.
Exactly, are hoping for.
Yeah.
And what I like about this, and we don't have to go into it, obviously.
Oh, we'll
this is
definitely be
going
coming back to it, but yeah, we don't have to talk about it.
Right. But I think what I enjoy about this script is it's comical, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
It's played for laughs, but at the same time, I would venture to say 90% of the world would react
Yeah.
with similar wishes
Yeah.
to Anson Stokes, you know?
Oh,
Like
the
it's,
dumbest things.
you know,
yeah.
they don't know what to do with this power, and the first things that come to their mind that they've always thought about doing, but it's not really a good idea.
Yeah.
And then you throw on top of that a jaded genie,
She's
and
so good.
bad things happen.
Really? You really want to do that?
Really? Yeah.
Oh,
Is that
my
the
God.
best you got?
Well, Scully awaits the delivery of the corpse, which arrives invisibly on a gurney. The attendants who wheeled it in are justifiably freaked out, but Scully isn't convinced, seeing nothing there. It's only when she pokes at the space that she is amazed at the fact that he's really, really invisible. She grabs some yellow fingerprinting dust and begins applying it to the body, and indeed it appears a dab at a time. And gradually we see the yellow, dusty face of Anson Stokes appear. This
Excellent.
is a great gag. It
Excellent.
apparently required a little trickery. There was a facial
Oh, of
cast of Kevin Weissman's face. They made that and they painted it blue so it could be chroma keyed out of the scene. And then Gillian Anderson was composited over that, and she does her actions in time to the motion that's required. And I think it looks really, really effective.
Oh, it's fantastic. You can see a little halo around her hair.
Yeah.
When it's doing the close up from behind.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's pretty spot on, and just seeing his face appear with every dab is really cool.
And the best part is you're not really, unless you're really looking for floss, you're not likely to see it because your attention is drawn to that little dabbing motion, right? That's exactly where your eyes are going.
And I just want to call out Gillian Anderson slowly getting more and more excited as she starts dabbing.
It's amazing.
She gets like, oh, boink, boink, boink.
Yeah. It's a brilliant moment. And this is what I love about the end of season 7 is she's given these opportunities to have levity and fun. We haven't had this in like 4 seasons.
Absolutely.
It's very good. Well, later on, the body of Anson Stokes has been completely dusted and Mulder arrives.
This is Anson Stokes, huh?
It is. His dental records are a match. He was found about half a mile from his house. He was probably hit by a car or a truck or something.
And he's invisible.
Yes, he is. You know, Mulder, in the 7 years that we've been working together, I have seen some amazing things. But this takes the cake. It's going to change the boundaries of science.
It is amazing, but I don't think it has anything to do with science. Remember Mr. Saturday Night Fever?
Yeah.
I did a little background checking. His real name is Henry Flanken. He redefined the term overnight success. In 1977, his net worth was $36,000, and in 1978, it was $30 million. Then there is the interesting way in which Mr. Flanken died.
How's that?
chronic morbid tumescence.
You don't mean what I think you...
Swing! On April 4th, 1978, he was admitted to Gateway Memorial Hospital with an extreme preapic condition. Apparently, he was quite the specimen. They had to raise the door frame in order to wheel him into his hospital.
I can't even imagine that. That is ridiculous. Anyone who watches or listens to that scene, you cannot help the imagery that comes into your head because of it. But
yeah. And you have to imagine. Okay, first of all, I think that Mr. Flanken probably wasn't a stupid man. I think that he made some successful wishes that obviously turned out well for him. Mm-hmm. And then didn't make a smart wish. Right. Can you imagine what the wish would be?
He's just so happy. The first two wishes have gone swimmingly. And now he's like, you know what? I want the biggest dick in the world. I want this thing to coil around me like a garden hose.
But what does any of that have to do with any of this? Well, it's the dark-haired woman, of course, present in both Flanken's orbit and Anson Stokes. Mulder wants to go to talk to this woman, but Scully wants to stay and guard the body. It's truly amazing, and she doesn't want anything to happen to it. Because Mike, she has seen episodes of The X-Files. And she knows if you let the evidence out of your sight for a moment, the bad guys will come and steal it.
Yep. And it's intelligent.
Yes.
I don't think I would want to leave either. I'd be like, I need to make sure this is fucking real. I got to pinch myself a few times.
And Mike, this brings me to a point. I have been making on and off for 7 years now, to which Vince Gilligan, God bless him, has responded to my point from 30 years ago. These amazing scientific discoveries the agents almost stumble onto. Why are these plot points abandoned, set aside after they have given their obligatory shock value? Mm-hmm. And my classic example of the water fountain swirling backward, etc., etc. I mean, you can insert a clip roll here if you want of all the times I have gone off on an episode for having done this.
I'm not re-listening to all the episodes again just to clip those scenes. But yes.
All of those have come home to roost in their very own plot point. And I could not be happier in this moment because it is such a great...
I feel the need to tell you that they were building up to this for 7 years. So that's why they included it right here. Just to drive that home for you, Andrew.
Yep. It's so... it speaks to me. It's very good. Well, later on that night, Mulder returns to the Stokes trailer. The boat now has a graffiti, "You suck," written on it, where we come onto the scene with Mulder giving his condolences to Leslie Stokes. Leslie seems to be in a bit of shock, but only with the passing of his brother, not the fact that he was invisible. Mulder asks after the woman, but Leslie doesn't know where she is. Mulder lays it out. He thinks the woman is a genii, the female equivalent of a genie, which goes over Leslie's head, until Mulder hums the theme song to "I Dream of Jeannie," which Leslie does very much get.
Yeah, except Barbara Eden never killed anybody.
Mulder thinks that Anson found an object in the storage locker, the Geni's container, and that for Leslie's safety, Mulder gets him to hand it over, a small box with a lid on it, for which Mulder assures Leslie he's doing the right thing. We cut immediately to Leslie back at the storage locker, opening it up to reveal the rolled-up carpet, again breathing suspiciously. Back at the morgue, Scully is taking photos of Anson Stokes' body. She has experts coming in from Harvard, and she can't wait to see the looks on their faces. Mulder has something to show her, and while she's reluctant to go, he convinces her that Anson isn't going anywhere. Oh, if that were true.
It's that time, everyone. The Magus Media Production sales pitch. Please check out our homepage at magusmediaproductions.net so you can stay up to date on all of our shows. Check out our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/Magus Media Productions, both of which have our Discord link on it, where you can join us for live shows as we record them for future release. At Magus Media Prods on X, our Patreon, patreon.com/MagusMedia, where a $5 donation will help us keep the lights on and bringing you new content, and you get some stickers. Thank you for your consideration and support.
Mulder shows Scully some research he's done, file footage of the dark-haired woman throughout history, behind Benito Mussolini, behind Richard Nixon. Both men got all the power they ever asked for, and both men lost it. Back at the Stokes trailer, the dark-haired woman is ready to grant Leslie his 3 wishes. Again, she offers Leslie a suggestion to restore his legs. Leslie relates the story, but interrupts himself as he gets it. He could wish for a solid gold wheelchair. But no, there's something he wants more than that. As he looks down at Anson's prom photo, and we cut to commercial.
Aww.
So, how you doing so far in this episode? Has it lost you at all? Because
No.
I'm on board.
No, this makes complete sense. We all know what's happening. You can't really pull one over on us. It's
it goes to show the quality of Vince Gilligan's writing, because a lesser writer, I would have probably had some kind of negative reaction to Mulder's line of, I don't think this has anything to do with science. But
yes.
We are squarely in comedy territory. I am going to forgive this episode a whole lot. Because what is the explanation? There isn't one. This is magic. They rarely descend into magic as a explanation, but that's all.
But with certain things, you have to. I mean, to tell a story like this, you have to just throw everything out the window. You can't just go along with the ride. You can't question it too much, because, of course, magic is magic. No one questions Harry Potter. It's just...
Oh, I think plenty of people question Harry Potter, but not for the reasons you're talking about.
Right.
I think in this case, though, because it's a genie, like, that is so old and deeply rooted in folklore, and we all kind of know it, that it's like, oh, well, that's the explanation. It doesn't make sense still, how she manages to do what she's doing.
Right. We just have to accept this ancient force in the world. I think had they played it where this is a normal person born 10 years ago or 20 years ago, and suddenly can do something like this, that might not work quite as well. Yeah, exactly. Well, we come back from commercial to Scully, excited to show the experts from Harvard the invisible body. When she opens the Mulrig locker, we see the yellow-dusted body of Anson Stokes has disappeared, and Scully gets a fair bit sheepish.
He's invisible.
Meanwhile, over at the Stokes trailer, Leslie's eating a bowl of cereal with the zombified corpse of his brother Anson, recently returned from the dead. Leslie is distinctly uncomfortable as flies buzz around Anson. Leslie berates the woman for bringing Anson back like this. This isn't what he wanted. And he smells. And he can't talk. Leslie decides that this will be his next wish, to let Anson talk again. The woman cancels him against it, but as is usual for this episode, her suggestion is overruled by the smartest man in the room. And this is what happens next.
Oh, excellent.
Back in the morgue, Scully laments her lot. Wait. Oh, you need to go into that? Okay.
I want your take on that, because what I try to take, because they don't explain it. They hint that she knows what's about to happen, which is fine. I'm 100%. Fine with that. I'm fine with that.
Yep.
Why do you think he's screaming? Is he feeling all the pain that he felt or missed out on because he died instantaneously? Is that what's going on? I just wanted... That's kind of where I go with it, but...
Oh, I think it is. This is his reaction to being killed. That is, that was over all too quickly, and now he's given a chance to give it a voice.
Okay. That's kind of what I was thinking. Like, everything's just coming out, all the emotions and pain that he experienced or would have experienced if he had not died immediately. Just kind of coming out vocally. That's kind of where I took it, but
and it's such a dumb wish. I mean, it should be. I wish he was. I mean, here's where you can get very philosophical, theoretical, and that would be to say, what should he have wished for to get what he actually wanted? I wish Anson was like he was before
he made his last
died.
wish.
Yeah. or give me the Anson of a day ago, or give me the Anson of before he first met you.
But you very much get the sense that Jen, the genie, is she would find a way around it to make it miserable for whoever is making the wish, even though it's an innocent wish. He just wants his brother back.
I don't know if she.
I feel like she would.
Like
I feel like
we have the.
She would come up with a degree of specificity that he didn't meet for that, or something.
So it begs the question: is this her revenge on the world for creating a situation that would allow it to let her live for 500 years in this slave-like condition?
I think so. She's jaded. She's upset that the wool was pulled over her eyes as a child, and everyone she has met or who she has had contact with since then for 500 years has just been this power-hungry douchebag or something. So I think she's purposely making it difficult for everyone.
I think, though, that Flanken is an example where that's not always the case. I mean, clearly he achieved some success. He looked very happy in his picture. He's got a car and some very beautiful ladies beside him, and he's rich. So he clearly makes the right wishes because, he's not dead within 3 days, basically.
I think, they don't necessarily, it's hard to say. They don't say that for sure. Mulder mentions like a 2-year period, but that's just the gap between being a nobody and being a millionaire. That doesn't necessarily mean she was with him for 2 years. I think what he probably did had found a way to make the money, and probably in Vegas or something. And then
it could be
his ego got the best of him for his last wish, and he died because of it. She had no issue with that. I think Anson could wish for a lot of money, and he would get it, but it would
attached.
Yeah, there would be strings attached somewhere. So.
Yeah, I mean, if you just want money, it'll be like, she brought you the money that was in the bank vault. And the minute you start spending it, it's going to be traced.
Now the cops are on your tail.
Yeah, so like you can't. I mean, that's just an item of you can't make something for nothing. And I realize we're delving into the semantics of wishes.
That's the fun of the episode,
Well, it provokes some interesting discussion. If we don't talk about this, the episode's going to be over in 38 minutes. So
we are more than halfway through. So.
And it's only 30 minutes of recording. All right.
See if we can get it done.
Well, back at the morgue, Scully laments her lot. The body disappeared, and now she's doubting herself. Did she ever see this at all? That having the proof of her hands was too good to be true. Mulder figures that the body disappearing was the result of a wish being granted by someone who would really want him back, i.e., his brother. Back at the trailer, Anson continues to scream until he's screamed all out. Again, Leslie's disappointed with his wish, and as Anson grapples with his situation, Leslie's bummed that Anson's not more thankful for being brought back from the dead. But Anson can't feel his heart, his blood. He's yellow, and generally, he's not happy about any of this. Leslie drives away to pout, turning up the thermostat, as Anson goes to the gas stove to try and get some more heat, going through matches as gas begins to fill the trailer. Meanwhile, the woman suggests that maybe Leslie could make his third wish so she can get out of here. As Anson continues to fail to strike a match and gas continues to fill up the trailer, Leslie finally figures out what his last wish could be.
Legs!
Just as Anson finally strikes the spark, and the trailer explodes in a gigantic fireball, sending the newly arrived Mulder and Scully flying back in their butts just as they were approaching. As debris rains down from the explosion, the agents look on in shock. Finally, a carpet, burning lightly, lands on the ground, emitting a muffled groan as it hits with a thud. And that's the biggest fireball I've seen in the show.
The biggest?
Think back. Think of their explosions.
Debatable. It's debatable.
What do you think a bigger explosion
It's up there.
is?
It's a good one. I like it. Bigger one? I don't know. They've had so many spaceship crashes. It's hard to say because I know we've seen a few explosions in the tree line, but it's the closest probably.
Yeah.
Other than Krychek running from the car in season 3.
Right.
Which, again, awesome scene. But, yeah, I mean, it's up there. I would agree with you.
It is, again, a wedding dress of a moment for people who thought that this was the end of the show. So it's a hell of a moment.
Imagine spending that kind of money on this episode. Like,
yeah,
the pyrotechnics that you have to ask for that.
Well,
I don't know what that's cost.
Between the compositing and a little bit of makeup work for Jay Gilmore and this explosion and shutting down 8 blocks of LA for 10 hours to film those bits. Actually, it probably was a pretty expensive episode now I think about it.
It's a big episode.
Yeah. Well, later on, the fire department is on the scene as the agents interrogate the dark-haired woman in the office of a nearby hotel.
Would you mind removing your eyewear, ma'am? Do you have a name?
Not for a long time now.
How about if I call you Jen? That's short for Janaya.
The fire department just recovered 2 bodies.
Leslie Stokes and his brother Anson.
Looks like it. And Anson Stokes is visible now. Of course. But what I'd really love an explanation for is how his corpse got from my locked morgue all the way across town to the Mark Twain trailer park.
Ask him. He's got it all figured out.
Well, I know what he'd say. He'd say that you're some kind of a genie from 1001 Nights or something like that, and then you grant people wishes.
Well, there you have it.
Well, one thing I haven't been able to figure out is whether you're a good genie or an evil one. Everybody you come in contact with seems to meet a bad end.
That's the conclusion you've drawn? That I'm evil?
Well, possibly evil, possibly cursed. A curse to others.
The only thing you people are cursed with is stupidity. All of you. Everybody. Mankind. Everyone I have ever come into contact with, without fail. Always asking for the wrong thing.
You mean making the wrong wishes?
Yeah, it's always, give me money. Give me big boobs. Give me a big hoo-hoo. Make me cool like the Fonz. Or whoever's the big name now.
You've been out of circulation a long time.
So what? In 500 years, people have not changed a bit.
500 years.
Granted, they smell better now, generally speaking, but human greed still reigns. Shallowness, a propensity for self-destruction.
You're saying that you have been a first-hand witness to 500 years of human history.
Jen relates her story. She bought a rug from an old Moor, unrolled it, and revealed a powerful Ifrit. After wasting 2 wishes, she wished for a great power and long life, and thus became a genie herself. She should have been more specific. After lamenting that they don't have any evidence to hold her, Scully agrees that she's free to go. But Jen disagrees. Mulder unrolled her. He gets 3 wishes. And we cut to our last commercial.
I got, that moment, that moment of realization. He didn't even think of it until now. And it's like, we've all wanted that moment. Oh, yeah. So that's a very powerful moment, even though it's just a fun little TV show.
I think it's a very inspired story beat for Vince Gilligan. Like, he clearly wrote a wish list of moments for this episode, right? Where he's like, as a genie, what would happen if it was granting wishes to dumb people? Mulder and Scully investigate. One of them is going to get the 3 wishes. What do they do with it?
Right.
Interesting choice to make Mulder the one, but of course it's going to be him because he's the believer. Scully's cast as the skeptic. And then there's a good chunk of time where, we explore what happens when Mulder has the wishes, right? And he's just as fallible as the rest of them.
Yeah, but what an episode if Scully had been given the wishes, right?
Yes.
I mean, because she is at the point where she's still a scientist, but she's coming around to Mulder's beliefs. And especially in the next episode, it pretty much gets cemented that she's now a believer in many things. So I think that would have been a really cool episode to see what Scully would wish for, because obviously she's a very logical person. Where Mulder, despite being very impulsive, he makes some thoughtful wishes.
I think, though, that she very quickly, near the end of the episode, comes to the point where, this wishing business is dangerous. So I think she would probably wish not to have wishes, or wish for her freedom or something, just basically to try and stabilize the danger that could be happening here, to disarm it.
Absolutely. Yeah. She would come to that a lot quicker than Mulder
Absolutely. Well, the Janai and Mulder are back in his apartment. She thinks that Scully doesn't like her very much. Mulder considers his first wish, and then asks her what her first wish would be. She's clearly taken off guard, revealing that she'd enjoy life moment by moment, forget that the word wish ever existed, and go to a place to sit down and enjoy a good cup of coffee and watch the world go by. But that doesn't matter. It's all about him. And he comes to the conclusion that the reason people's wishes don't turn out is because they're selfish and greedy. So the trick would be to make a wish that is completely altruistic. So with great weight and sobriety, he makes his wish. He wishes for peace on Earth. And after a moment's hesitation, she does it, and all the sounds of the outside world disappear. And Mulder gradually realizes that something's not right. He goes outside, frantically jogging down a now empty street. Cars, buses, buildings, all empty. Everyone has disappeared. Scully has disappeared.
I guess I should have seen this coming.
He heads to the FBI HQ, completely empty. In Skinner's office, he calls out for Jen, and she's already there in Skinner's chair. He demands an explanation, and she gives it, but he won't let her off the hook when she suggests he didn't specify how to get peace on Earth. He eventually unwishes the first wish with his second wish, going on to dress her down for how she butchered his first wish so completely and kind of insulting her a bit. But of course, as he does so, the camera pans down and we see Skinner has returned with a whole meeting room full of people, and they're a bit surprised to find him here. Mulder's chagrined as he turns to face his boss. How did he get in here? And that's a pretty cool scene.
You're just a bitch.
Yeah, you're just a bitch.
That was good.
We cut to Mulder at a computer now, writing out the most specific of wishes, something with no loopholes. Scully comes in, summoned by Skinner. After some genie hijinks where Jen disappears, Scully suggests that if this thing is true, then what Mulder's doing is extremely dangerous. That the point of living isn't to try and circumvent the process with wishing. It's about the hard work to get to those dreams. She leaves, and Jen is back, ready for Mulder's final wish. And then we cut to our last scene, where Mulder pops a video into the VCR for a movie night with Scully. Caddyshack, a classic American movie. Scully asks what the occasion is. For Mulder, it just felt like the right thing to do. Mulder never made the world a happier place, but Scully's fairly happy, so that's something. Scully asks what his final wish was, to which Mulder only smiles. And we cut to Jen, sitting at a diner. A close-up of her taking off her glasses, showing us that she no longer has the jewel by her eye. She's happy as a waitress brings her a coffee, and she prepares to watch the world go by, living moment to moment, and forgetting that the word wish ever existed. Well.
Excellent.
What an episode.
That's a very, very good episode. Very, well, we said it in the beginning, very to the point, in and out, very pleasurable experience there. And just a wonderful turn for our characters who can find time to have some fun.
Well, Mike, I would wish for you to give me your final thoughts.
I mean, like the other popular and really good episodes, I'm not going to repeat all the stuff we just said.
No, I demand that you repeat everything you already said.
I definitely enjoy this episode. Vince Gilligan, once again, showing us he knows how to write a tight script, an engaging script, and bring up some interesting questions in the meantime. You know, we have all those what would we do or what would this character do moments, and it's fun to get lost in that kind of thing. And at the end, I think Scully brings up a philosophical question. You know, everyone wants to take the easy way. Everyone wants to be able to wish something, and maybe getting there to the peace on Earth aspect of Mulder's Wish. It's about the journey rather than just making it happen without any effort. So very philosophical, very, very intelligent writing.
Well, for me, like most Vince Gilligan episodes, it's basically perfect. It's completely unexplainable and unbelievable, but by the end of season 7, with the end of the show a possibility, they've given themselves a lot of license to do something like this. And it's another case where they could have just as easily ended the show with this episode, Mike. It gets special marks from me for being the first example of an episode where they actually make a big deal out of the big deal, inviting experts from Harvard to view the invisible body. Ah, my soul is filled. Did we have any listener comments to this show?
I don't know. I haven't checked it, but let me check now. The Syndicate. Syndicate. No.
Perfect episode. You wouldn't want to blemish it.
We had reactions to it. Happy reactions.
That's all you need now.
And that's all you need.
Maybe what we do is we put a choice of 3 popular comments and allow people just to click on the poll.
just poll each episode. Yeah. I liked the episode because
that's right. And then we can read that.
I hated the episode.
This episode was garbage. Not enough romance between Mulder and Scully.
Oh, no. Well, that's the episode.
That is. And Mike, do you know where we are in season 7?
We are at the penultimate episode.
There's
one more, ladies and gentlemen. One more week.
You will have to wait 1 week to hear the final episode of season 7. And then, Mike. Oh, I'm so excited for this. We're going to do our top 3, bottom 3 of season 7. Mm-hmm. And have you been thinking about your choices?
A little bit. I haven't put anything pen to paper yet, but I have been thinking about it. It's one of those situations where I'm debating how fair I want to be and how no shit I want to be. Is it the easy way out, or am I going to pick some interesting ones?
Well, for me, it's 6 Extinction Part 2. I mean, what a banger of a conclusion.
What a beautiful episode.
Tear-jerking.
So many revelations that come back and important plot points.
So good. So good.
All those visions.
Yeah. Well, you'll have to wait in suspense, dear listeners. Until then, Mike, do you want to sign us out with the final word?
If you ever unroll a genie, try to set aside your narcissistic ways and your wishes. Think of the world, and for the love of God, be specific. Thank you for listening to today's episode. If you liked what you heard, please rate and review on your podcast app of choice. Andrew and I would be eternally grateful to you fine people for helping us expand and get the word out. Also, we've got a killer group on Facebook. Feel free to join in on the discussion at facebook.com/groups/thisisnothappeningpod and become an official member of the Syndicate. We do polls and we have questions for every episode to give you guys the opportunity to chime in and possibly let your voice be heard on our recordings. And please join us on our new Twitter at tinhxfilespod, no dash, to stay up to date on everything, moment to moment. Thank you, and remember, don't stop swimming.